So today I am joined by Coach Ver from Team Liquid. His name is Bob Ekabis, and he's quite a military strategist and former StarCraft 2 pro gamer and former StarCraft reward player. I don't think there were pro games in North America back in the day.
There was no way to be a pro gamer in Brood War.
Alright, I'm going to set this to just watch June. Actually, that's strange. I thought that I was playing a Protoss. Apparently I'm playing another Darren.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
So you're gonna play each of these two then?
Yes. Here, we'll just say close.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit intimidated right now. There's like a lot of APM going on early in this game in this RSL match between June, Zerg, and lazersnipe Terran.
So APM in the first 2 minutes really doesn't mean anything.
But look at the numbers. Like 5, 9, that's 600. Oh my god, we have Flash here.
You can't reach 600 actually playing the game, so
Maybe you can't, but maybe lazersnipe is the next Flash.
maybe. But pros aren't able to either, so he would be a super flash then.
I wonder what keys he's pressing.
Pretty sure you can just hold on a control group and it'll auto-initiate the action over and over and over.
Alright, so we're finally seeing some action here. We're seeing a barracks. Is this a normal barracks timing?
Yeah. So the main question here is whether the Terran will grab the gas on 12 or not, because there's really two main trees that Terran can go. If he goes for the 12 gas, which it looks like he's not, then you have an opening with a huge amount of variations involving vultures, dropships, and race.
So we're not seeing any of those. We're going to see some Marines or a command
No,
center.
this is a Rax Expo.
Mm.
Or it's hopefully a Rax Expo.
I guess it looks like one. But can you go mech after that?
Yes, so for a long time, the way to play the game as Terran was you play M&M for the first 10 or so minutes, and then once these Zerg is able to get swarm up, then you transition into mech and use that window when the Zerg has really little offensive threat and you have a good contain on them to switch into mech.
Oh, interesting. But we're not seeing any of that quite yet. And
Right.
actually, we're seeing a 3-hatch Muta from June. So she or he, I don't know, is not as cheesy as me.
Are you feeling ashamed?
No, you gotta do what you gotta do
Good,
to win.
that's the attitude, yes. You are playing to win.
So we're seeing a 3-hatch, I presume Muta build, but are there other variations that you
Yeah.
can go from here?
You can go 3-hatch lurker, or what you can do is you can make a Hydroden Anaspire,
And confuse the hell out of
Yes.
everyone.
and you save up your larva, and then you make all hydras, and then
my
you morph those into
gosh.
lurkers. That's a pretty tricky
What
build.
is that build? I want that build. Okay, so things are happening in this game. We're seeing a refinery finally, and I believe that's another barracks.
Yes. So he's doing a normal Rax Expo opening where you get 2 barracks and an academy. Of all the Terran openings, this one is the most robust. It's really safe. You're not going to get a big advantage, but you're pretty good against basically everything the other guy can throw at you.
I'm a little bit surprised that his wall is. It looks a little meager to me. There's no bunker. There's like 5 Marines. What would a speedlink run by do?
Well, he knows that the Zerg went 3 hatch, so this Badlings could really only hit in the next 10 seconds or so, and he had the NSCV in the base for a while, so he had a pretty good idea of how many lings were being produced.
Alright, so it's like, it's too late. You can't just slam down the hatchery keys and get a speed
Well, you can, but the margin of error becomes much slimmer. I mean, if he walks out like that and all the lings run in, well, it's over, but...
I want that to be the theme of the night. I play Zerg, so I approve of Zergling run-bys and surrounds. Okay, I'm gonna just take a look at June from her... I really don't... June's perspective.
You click on laser to remove their vision.
Oh, no, not to remove the vision, just to look.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't want to homs at the same time.
Oh, got it. That's fair.
That's a lot of creep colonies.
Well, so with the Terran opening that he's up to, one of the advantages that you get is you get medics and stim pretty early, and that allows you to walk out and pressure the Zerg. So he made exactly what he needed to have.
Oh wow, interesting. And we're seeing, I believe, 9 mutas being produced right now.
Yeah, so generally you're supposed to make 3s. Some consider this is a very risky move. With the lings there, they should be able to clean up, and then the mutas will fly in. I think he should have probably chased after him there.
That's so tough, but I like what June did there with the lings outside.
Yes,
yeah,
that's always what you want to do. If he had made them run completely from the rear, all the Marines are probably going to die then.
Right, and that can definitely be the game changer. I bet that's a Hydrogen, and we're seeing a drone come out for that third base.
All this is very typical and what you're supposed to do.
Let's see how the muta micro goes.
Yeah, so these mutas should have free reign pretty much, because there's no turret near the barracks, and a huge amount of Marines have already been lost trying to break the front of June.
I'm really impressed by June's muta micro. There were some SCVs, Marines.
He's playing well, but he needs to keep up the pressure here. Like, he can just control that whole area right near the racks, exactly like he's doing. That's good.
I'm gonna bet that June is a girl.
Okay.
I think it's time. I think. Well, no. Like we should say they. We should. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if you clump those and you just go for those turrets, you got it. You got it, June.
They have enough mutas for sure. Yeah, the hatchery there is a little late, but as long as these mutas keep controlling the Raxes, then that's pretty much going to be game.
I wanted to see what's happening here from this perspective. Wow, there are... Yeah, this is going to be so tough to secure, and there aren't enough Marines to fend it off,
he
right?
doesn't have a bunker here, so the natural's wide open. Yup. Yeah.
That's a lot of Zerglings. 1A2A, June, 1A2A, got this.
Yep, because now half the Marines are in the main, and they're not able to help the natural, and so you just run everything in the natural.
But you know, it's so interesting because lazersnipe does have the money to be able to respond to this, but this is where that APM comes into play.
Yeah, if you notice, it's a 1/4 of what it was in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by this play.
If all the lings ran in earlier, prior to the Marines being able to group up, no.
That's like life-changing.
Yeah, that's your entire lead gone. Now, the good news is that the lurkers are out, but at that point, the game was almost over.
We are seeing a hive rush.
Yes. This is an early hive off of only 3
I like these BM lurkers. This is actually the most funny thing I've ever seen. Target at that turret.
Yeah. He did what he needed to do.
I don't know why I'm cheering for Terran. I was not initially cheering for Terran.
Race traitor. It's okay. You know that what the hard race is, and you're cheering for justice.
No, I think it's just like when you commentate, you want to like cheer on the player that's supposed to do something in that situation. It's like you tell Zerg, burrow, and you tell Turret, target.
Yes.
Wow, this is going to be a really nice contain, and I'm not sure that Terran has what he needs.
He has had the... Oh, he didn't rebuild the machine shop, I see. So he's just producing a tank, and he's just making a port. So even though he lost all the mutas, with how much the mutas were able to achieve in the main, that leads to slower siege tanks and slower science vessels. And that's going to allow him to keep this lurker contained for longer than he should be able to. Because if you look at the supplies, laser snipes up 15 supply with 1,800 in the bank.
Oh.
So once he breaks out of here, he's really threatening in the middle of the map.
Yeah, laser snipe is still in this game. Look at that tank coming out, and I believe the research is just almost done. This lurker contain is going to end, and I hope June's on top of that and moves back the lurkers in time.
Yeah, because June did a hive rush, so they're not going to have that many lurkers right now.
Well, I'm a little bit confused about this hive rush because what is it? Oh, there we go, the Defiler Mound.
That probably should have already been completed. I think they forgot.
I felt like a Nidus Canal, like I was looking for that hive tech and I saw the Nidus Canal come up. I was like, oh, that's an interesting choice.
So now the Terran is on a clock because he needs to get to one of the Zerg bases prior to Consume being researched. And it is kind of frightening because all the vessels are late. But this is a period when your army is much stronger than the Zerg, and you can't afford to waste this window, because generally how the games look from the Terran point of view is their push hits the natural right prior to Storm being out, and even if they lose the battle, they just bleed the Zerg completely dry and will be up 40 supply. And yeah. So now all he just has to do is make a beeline over to the Zerg natural and just run a marine ahead to watch out for any aggressive lurkers.
I'm really feeling for June here because I feel like I kind of play this way, and actually a lot of things are clicking for me in my ZVT game understanding right now. I just realized, like, you know, what June had established up here, lurker contain, that's great.
Yeah.
It's not going to last long, and you don't need that many links. You will never need that many links, and I honestly think it could have been earlier drones. They're coming in just now. And then the realization that when you're doing a hive rush, that Defiler Mound is the most important thing. Well, you know, like, you might argue that, like, I feel like June lost, I don't know, like 8 lurkers up here, and those could have been super effective against an army with those tactical plays by Savior that I don't quite understand, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even pro gamers aren't able to regularly pull those off, so it's hard. Ooh, so he managed to navigate right in between all the overlords. And so this drop is going to pull all of those Zerg units into the main and may leave opportunity in the natural if he moves very quickly. But here's the thing. Consume's already done. So the most important thing right now is for the Zerg to remain calm and not overreact into the main.
June, remain calm. Remain calm. I'm not calm for June. But look at this. This Defiler's coming out, but it doesn't have the energy.
No, the other one has energy.
No.
No, the other one, the main. Wait.
I think maybe it did, but then it died.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he already consumed with one. Okay.
So the thing is, this is so easy to shut down, right? Like you
Yes.
you have to stay calm and use all that 168 APM to do exactly the right
Yeah.
things.
You don't have to do a lot here. You just have to do the right things at the right time.
But it's so difficult because
Yes.
your Zerglings are naturally aggroing all over the place.
And now the lurker may not be able to get to burrow. Ooh. Depending on how close the radiate is, that may keep him alive. Because, so, with only one lurker alive, the Terran can just run his army right through the swarm.
There's 2.
Okay.
There's 3.
Yes, now he can push him back. And this is at least in equilibrium.
So this is really interesting because we are seeing the 4th base
Yes.
established, and that's great on June's part. It's really easy to forget things and denying
Yes.
this 3rd. That's a really great play here.
Yeah. So they're each expoing pretty aggressively, which is what they want to do. And yeah, here you can't let these lurkers get killed, because as long as you can have the lurkers alive under swarm, it's all right to be behind 40 supply. It's hard, but you can win from it. The Terran is restricted on 2 bases right here. And so, here's the point when the Terran's job is just to make the Zerg play worse. You're not going to be able to control all your army that well if you're not a pro gamer. But if you can just create havoc all over the map, the enemy will likely slip up. And as long as you're ready for that, look, those Marines are 1-2 against 1-0's Zerg units. So anytime they're not under swarm, that's a big advantage.
I'm just getting really sad right now because this is a really tough spot as Zerg, and I don't think the Defilers are quite ready. Oh, we have some energy, but that's really...
Yeah, they're ready, but he didn't have swarm up when his last one ran out, and that can be really tricky.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Double front attack. Swarm,
Yes, this is
swarm, Jude.
perfect.
Swarm, please,
Put the
storm.
pressure on. Yeah, so now the question is, are there any new lurkers in production or about to pop through the Nidus? Because if there's not, then you have to rely... Ooh, he lost to the Defilers before getting swarm off, and that's probably a good game.
It looks like it.
This
And
is worst case for these Zerg.
oh, June did so well too,
Yes.
I feel. And the turning point just really felt like that Muta situation.
Yeah, the game could have went really differently from just those few moments in a 20-second window. Because it wasn't that June hit the natural, it's that June could have hit the natural 20 seconds earlier when the Marines were split up into 2 different groups. And then even if you don't control the Mutamicro right, that's alright because there just aren't enough Marines ready in the natural.
Well, this is just tough,
Yeah.
eh?
So at this point, Zerg's got to hope for a miracle. You can come back from pretty big supply deficits in this matchup, but you have to be very on point.
I want to see perfect swarms.
Yes. That's the beginning. That's the smallest amount of requirement, is you have to have perfect swarms, and you have to smash all the vessels.
Yeah, so it just seemed, you know, like just a couple minutes earlier when the Defilers were coming out, we had this Terran army here and right here.
Yeah.
It's just you really had to know how to spend your attention. You
Yes.
really had to know, be like, here we need exactly 1 Defiler. There were 0. There were 2 over here. And I do that all the time. I build like 3 at a time at one base.
Yes.
Or like 6. I have 6 all here.
Yeah.
No one needs 6 swarms. No one. You can do so much with 1. Like, look
Yeah.
at this. This is actually really delaying the Terran's final push. But
Yeah. The one chance June had was if the Terran got over confident, just remained on 2 bases, got really sloppy, ate a bunch of plagues and ran to lurkers, and then ran out of money. But Laser already has an expo up, so at this point, this is just some fantasy
Ooh,
GG timing.
you think it's a fantasy GG timing, but I see 6 Ultralisks. And
Uh-huh.
that changes the
Are
entire...
they even upgraded Ultras?
It changes the entire game there.
That's true. Ultras deserve the margin of error.
Do you see that?
But what are they doing?
The medics are just blocking the Ultralisks. It's really cute, kind of.
So do you remember the Plague video from long ago?
There were so many.
Well, there was one video in particular, Nada versus Go Rush on Luna, and Nada ate these horrible plagues, but he remained in the game because of huge medic walls.
We're seeing the GG
Yeah.
right after the Ultras. That was really a close game at multiple times.
It was.
It was really amazing to watch. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna save this. Alright, so that was a cast, and now we might head into one of my games, so well, I'll be quiet now.
I hope you enjoyed it.
By the way, you have a fan. Apparently, Dark Matter BW says Bear is a god. Thanks for guide, Bear.
Ah, thank you. I'm glad you like it.
It's nice because, like, yesterday he was getting some ragers in chat. Anyway, alright.